Welcome back to the Mindcrack. This is episode number 13 of Minecraft Season 6. So today we're gonna start off by doing a little bit of work on the video. Isn't that right, Hernando? Yes, that's right. Isn't that right? I think he already said it all right. I think we talked over each other. Anyway, I actually, I didn't actually need food from him, but I wanted to get in the habit of actually using these guys for storage, so before I started the video, I actually emptied my inventory of food, mostly, so it looked like I needed food. That's, a little bit of, something we arranged it between ourselves, just so I would get in the hang of using these guys and them not just being actual window dressing. Anyway, today we are going to start at our little base on the hilltop. Our stage 2, I don't remember what I called it originally, the stage 2 base, where hopefully soon we'll be able to move out of the little hole in the wall, and this little town square with all these little buildings will become our new home. So we've designed this building. We've got 4 different color schemes, and this one looks really good. I like it a lot. And we've also done this one. It needs a bit of work. I think we need to modify, get rid of most of what's on top. What's on the bottom, I think, is fine, and the windows are fine. And today, what we're going to do, we're going to work on number 3, which is the normal hardened clay, not stained at all. And I decided to go with jungle wood. And I've been doing these little window guys, and they look like, I think this is a pretty good start. But it's going to need some details. Let me show you guys a little bit of a perspective from above. Because eventually, we're going to build our real super base up above the village. So we'll be looking down on this thing most of the time. And hopefully the happy villagers will be hanging out down below. So let's take a look at it from above. And I want to show you how cool the roofs look, the way I detailed them. We've been spending a lot of time down there, and you can't really see how cool they look. Look at that. I will get rid of the torches eventually. And we'll use things like the lanterns and redstone lamps. And jack-o'-lanterns, all that kind of stuff. Won't have many torches around. But that roof and that roof is the kind of thing we want to go for. But the problem is, and the thing which I'm trying to work out, is if I want to do that kind of thing, I can't do that with the other building types because I can't make stairs out of those blocks. So we're going to have to put a wood roof on top of these guys. And I tried a few different ideas off camera. One of them had some overhangs, one had some different layers, and what ended up working is just the simplest way I could think of to do it. No overhang and just a little bit of a stair inset to give it a little bit of detail, and I'm thinking like a little bit of a sun shaft kind of thing. And it made me think about traveling around the world and looking at old buildings, particularly in Italy, where a lot of ruins are just walls. A lot of buildings from antiquity don't have a roof anymore, and the reason for that is because a lot of ceilings were made out of wood. I guess it's just it was easier. It was kind of hard to support stone because of how heavy it is. Some of the buildings that still remain that are super impressive actually have stone arched roofs, kind of like the. I guess I'm thinking of first the Pantheon in Rome. Is a gigantic stone dome, and it is still intact. But a lot of ancient buildings don't have roofs because they were made of wood, and wood rots. The walls might have been made out of stone, and those still remain, but they tend to fall apart when the roof decays. Anyway, all of that to say, I'm telling myself that it's okay to put a wood roof on these guys because there's some kind of precedent there. But I don't think that's quite enough. I think we need a little bit of detail. Particularly, for instance, on this side of this window, it looks like it needs some kind of frame. Let's take a look at the blocks we have. We might do something with fences. I guess all the wood stuff's up here. I don't have jungle fences, do I? I guess oak fence will do for now. Also got the polished granite. Originally, I wanted to put a whole bunch of orange blocks together, and that just looked terrible once I actually tried it. The red sandstone, the acacia wood, yeah, that's just too shouty. What else we had? We had glass, other doors. I've tried glass before for windows, and that really does not work. Okay, so let's try something simple. Let's try polished granite. Okay, so I just want to basically... okay. I think that might be the idea for this building, is to have some polished granite in here. To look like maybe it was partly made out of mud and partly made out of stone blocks. Kind of like this thing is made out of stone blocks, same as the ground. I still want to get rid of that. Okay, let's try having this like stone foundation that kind of goes up through the building, and then they filled in a lot of the gaps with mud and jungle wood, or just wood, whatever. Yeah, I think that might be a pretty good idea. Okay, let's hop up here. Let's see what it'd look like if we flipped this edge into that. And I guess I will have to go farming for diorite. Or no, granite. For granite. Is granite really orange like this? I always think of granite as being gray. But maybe it comes in different colors. I can't even see that edge. Oh yeah, I think that's a... Okay, yes, that is a good start. Now, can we do anything with fences? I'm not really certain that we can. Some of these super old buildings I've seen before kind of have these holes in them where there used to be wood beams sticking out, and the wood beams rotted. But they would have had wood beams coming through them at a certain point in their history when they were actually being used. The problem with these fences is I can't reorient them like I could with the wood log. That would be really awesome if I could just rotate that 90 degrees so it was sticking straight out of the building. Doesn't look like I have that possibility. But I think that's a good start. I think what I want to do is rip the roof off of that and give it something a little bit more, basically this simple wood top. And this, like, stringer thing doesn't make any sense. We want these things to look like they're old and weathered. And this is just too ornate. Way too ornate. So we're going to take that off. This guy's basically, I think he's perfect the way he is. This guy's coming along. Then we'll have 3 out of the 4 done. At a future time, we'll do the 4th. Uh-oh. Wait a second. The night has set. Okay, we're going to be beset by monsters in no time. There's darkness all around. We're gonna get surrounded. Wait, if I go up the mountain, there's gonna be more darkness. Okay, it's time for the secret escape hatch. Oh no, that's my... Crap. I didn't mean to throw my sword. Did not mean to throw my sword. Let's try that again. Okay, guys. Edit that out. Delete that, please. A marker for yourself in editing. Clap. Okay, you'll find it. Okay, time to use the secret escape hatch. And don't throw your diamond sword. So I was messing around the other day. Some days I'm not sure exactly what to build. I don't have an inspiration strike. And I just build something random. So I decided to build a connecting path between my little cubby in the wall and our next place we're going to be moving into. Because I got sick of jumping up the mountain or running around it to go up the stairs. It's not exactly a direct route. So I made that right there, and I used a lot of the new prismarine blocks. So all it does is it just connects up where we've been and where we're going. It's a metaphor for life. Using the prismarine, just kind of like a simple tunnel. I really didn't spend very much time on it. I didn't spend much time designing it. I guess I spent as much time building it as you would expect it would take. I had to go around a few caves. That's why it kind of goes up in steps there. And then there's a flip-flop right there that operates. The flip-flop is powered either by that button, or there is a hopper, which is having an item go into Minecraft into a box, a chest. It's called a box. I think that's a technical term. And then a comparator pulls the signal off of it. Anyway, oh yeah, we want one more time. We want to be up here because I'm going to tear down that roof. All right, guys, so check it out. This little area is really starting to look awesome. I've updated a number of buildings today. We fixed the roof of this guy. We updated this guy, the unstained clay. We designed this building type. And so I've also updated this building as well. And it looks way better now than it did before. Holy crap, it looked pretty bad before. It was just sort of there. I had to make something to put Matilda in, the llama right there. But now she's got a much nicer building. It's actually split into 2 levels. There's a door there that goes to the upper level. And I updated this building to the sandstone style. And what else did I do? I think I did a few other minor things. Oh, I filled in a bunch of the walls. And I'm out of some of the different colors of clay. So I actually need to do some grinding up, some digging out of some mesa biome over there. Where's my ladder? Pretty sure I had a ladder. There it is. That's the one I went up. So let's take a look real briefly inside. I haven't done any of the interiors here. So right here, we've got just a massive amount of space. I ran out of that block. As you can see, it just sort of stops in this random. I was not making some kind of dinosaur chicken outline. That's just the way it worked out. And this, why did I not fill that in? I'm not sure. I forgot or I stopped or something. That hasn't been detailed. There's still a lot of detailing work to do. But up here in the middle, it's pretty nice. I think I'm pretty close to being able to move my stuff up here. I was waiting for a while because I wanted to see what sort of interior spaces I had to fit things like storage. I put this in here a while ago, and it's just too cramped. I'm going to need more storage than this, so I didn't want to use this. And I think what we're going to do, at least my inclination right now, is to put my my next base kind of in this empty space. Just leave all these walls knocked out. So I'll have a pretty good amount of space here for all the storage. And then maybe in one of these other buildings, we'll put some of the other stuff I don't use as much, like enchanting. I don't do much of here. I tend to go to one of the farms in the nether to do that. And then what else? Smelting. Maybe I'll make a smelter array in like this building or something. I don't know. Because I don't really need it for the experience anymore, so we can make an automated setup. Let's take a look in here. So this is where Matilda is now. Still has kind of like her little stable-looking thing. And but there's a door here, so if you open the door, she's not liable to wander out. Or you can get in like that. And then it's split into 2 levels now. Yeah, hop 2. Oh, I didn't finish this either. So, okay, never mind. You didn't see that. I didn't finish that. Just pretend in your mind that it's finished. But it is coming along. We need to pick a wood type for this, because I want to start putting the roofs on the last building type. And we can design the actual details for it later. It's probably after making these guys, I mean, it's going to look something like these guys, just with some kind of minor variation. So we need to pick a wood type. The ones we've got left are birch wood, spruce wood, and dark oak. We've already used jungle and oak and acacia extensively, so I think we should use one of the others. Let's just to see. Let's also grab acacia. My hunch is that we're going to be using the spruce, or the birch one, the lighter colors. Yep, nope. No. Definitely not that one. We can rule that out right off the bat. Okay, and then let's just put this up there. That's going to be way too dark. It's going to... No, that's not going to work. My inclination, my hunch was for this one, but let's go ahead. Let's just try. This one we might be able to get that one to work. That one could be a definite maybe. It could be a maybe, but I think it's going to be too much contrast. We want them all to blend together as much as possible, so let's put this one down. And then let's back up. It's almost exactly the same color as the sandstone. Yeah, I think it's going to be that. It is going to be that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead. Let's see, I did not forget stairs. Let's grab the stairs. So we can put the proper ceiling on. Maybe we'll do it slightly different than the other ones. The other ones were concave. They were sunk in the middle. And let's turn the rest of these into things I'll actually use. I don't think I'll be using the logs themselves. Boop, boom. And we'll keep some slabs. Or, some planks. Not slabs, some planks. Turn it mostly into slabs. Get rid of Mr. Ladder there. So I just want to put this on here so we can look at it from above and see all the buildings with a top on them. Even if this one doesn't have all of the details. So if we do this, do we want this one to be... Let's try it. We can try. I might revert it to the other way, but doesn't hurt to try it. So let's see. Stairs would be like that. Thank you. Come on. So we'll do it like this. Nothing can spawn on slabs or stairs. There are going to be some blocks that monsters are going to be able to spawn on, like that roof right there. This one is not spawnable surface. This one is. That one is. That one is. That one is. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. Because if you want to keep a healthy village, you don't want monsters spawning. Okay. And let's get that back. I'll go grab that one from the door. And maybe after we look at it, I might decide I don't want that to be inverted from the other ones. I want it to be the same as the others, but let's just run up the hill and take a look at what it's going to look like from up here, I guess. Oh, I guess it would have been faster to just go up the stairs. Don't have a direct route up there. Kind of have to do some hops and skips and jumps. Oh man, look at the details. I'm not 100%. I'll probably try it both ways. We might just make it totally flat. We might give it this little detail. Maybe we'll give it a different detail. It doesn't have to be so concentric. It doesn't have to be concentric level layer of rectangle things. But awesome progress. Really starting to come along. And in the next couple episodes, we will be moving up here. All right, guys, so I think for the rest of the video, what we're going to do is we're going to start work on a fairly minimal wither skeleton farming area. I need beacons. I need them now. I need them yesterday. And it's been, I've been putting it off, but it's time we get around to killing some withers so that I can get some beacons. And that means we need to make a space where we can farm them with, I don't know, a little bit of ease. A little bit more than just waiting around in a default nether fortress. As soon as I had this idea, or I thought of it, I was thinking, I need to kill these guys. Let's make a gigantic project. Whoa, oh god. Let's make a gigantic project. But no, we're not going to do that. I've already got too many gigantic projects going. Maybe at a certain point, if no one else has done it yet, maybe I will eventually make a huge farm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Maybe at a certain point we will make a huge farm, but I need to prioritize things, and I really want to get that Guardian farm up and running. And we're going to work on that next episode, by the way. We're going to head there and disassemble the rest of the existing monument and get to work on the farm itself next episode. So maybe in the fullness of time, when my projects have been finished, or some of the existing ones have been finished up a bit, maybe we will make a gigantic, super efficient, crazy automated wither skeleton farming place. But until then, I think we're just going to make a simple kind of platform thing. They spawn 9 blocks away from that intersection. I think, I don't know if I don't know that the mechanics have changed recently in like 1.10 or 1.11. Did I count this right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. And, of course, we're going to use our fancy-dancy, super fantastic, brand-new Prismarine blocks for basically everything. Not for everything, but I thought I had a lot of these sitting around. And I don't need them for the pagoda build at the Chunk City that we're still working on as well, because we're going to be disassembling the Guardian Monument next episode, so I'm going to get a lot, and I'll have those ready to use until the farm itself is up and running, and then I'm going to have endless supplies of the stuff. I'm hearing blaze sounds. I destroyed that spawner because there is a blaze spawner farm on the server now that Michael made. So I don't need that here, and it's just going to get in the way. We need to reduce spawns. So here is our platform, and I'll make another one beneath it. I think we can go several up and down. I'm gonna have to look up the numbers on that. And then what we'll need to do is clear out as much as possible around here. I'll get rid of that. I don't know how much I'm going to do in terms of like slabbing up all the ground. I'll probably get rid of these little islands because that's easy to do. And maybe we'll do some slabbing. We want this to be practical. We don't want it to take up a million years of my time. Let's get rid of this. And blammo, just like that, I am finished. Actually, I'm not finished. I'm only finished for today, but I've got a reasonable amount of work done. I've got 3 platforms here at this crosswalk thing. And I've got, or it's not a crosswalk, but an intersection of the pathways or whatever, which is where the wither skeletons spawn. I've got that one, and then this one. They're not right next to each other, but that's okay. Because at these things, you have to continually be running back and forth. You have to be a certain amount of blocks away. I think it's 60, 64 blocks, maybe 80, something like that. I don't remember exactly. Oh, look at this. Speak of the devil. You have to be a certain distance away for them to spawn. So you need to be running back and forth anyway. And so in this instance, let's get that healing going. Uh-oh, we're under fire. Help me, pigmen. Be my ally. I don't think they're gonna. And speaking of which, now that we've been in a little bit of a battle... Oh God, I haven't done this side. Okay, be careful. I need a little safe spot, like on the way each time. If you get overwhelmed, there really should be a little room to duck into and close a door. And if you die, all your stuff will drop there, and maybe fire resist potions, that kind of thing. But basically what I'll do eventually is make a little path that leads out that way a bit, so you can run out there to be out of spawning range to despawn and respawn enemies on this pad, and then the same over on that side to despawn and respawn mobs on this pad. So you basically would just run back and forth, and I'll make a little path with blocks above and maybe even with ice, so you can run super quick. And then, of course, we'll need to do things like get rid of these islands where those pigmen are spawning, get rid of this little pathway, that pathway. Basically, anywhere where mobs can spawn. Eventually, I might even go so far as to start slabbing up the ground down there. Oh, God. Try not to hit the pigmen. And I have not done these 3 platforms here, so there is a big hole in the ground right here. We could fall through and probably die. These guys are not our targets, but they're going to spawn regardless, so we'll probably just be taking care of them to clear out the spawns when we're farming. I put a little pattern in the floor and the ceiling. The top and the bottom floors have the stone brick, and the middle floor has the nether brick slabs. The reason I did that is because I didn't have enough bricks with me to do all of the floors in brick, so I decided to alternate. I decided to alternate the 2 blocks, which I think is pretty good. So down here you can see the bricks, and then there's of course a little barrier so you don't run outside the other edge. Eventually, in the fullness of time, I might replace all of this with an automated area, and then have some kind of killing zone somewhere in between the 2 pads. But I think that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Leave your comments below. Take it easy. Have a good day. Bye-bye.